as it is for, because there's, you know, there's this amazing exchange, and to see the raw talent that exists in public schools around the city. I'm a product of public schools, so I'm all for that. So I just wanted to say, you know, thank you to all of the mentors again, underscoring just the fact that you're taking the time to give back just shows that you really care about the trajectory of this industry. And not only that, you care about these kids. You care that these kids may end up getting excited about what they've done these last month and end up pursuing a career in communications or advertising or marketing, because our industry is so hungry for that raw talent. So we're so grateful to you all. I should mention the judges, just so you know. I mean, there's a lot of things that the Ad Club produces, and we really can't do it without the support of the community. And people that like Marla from Meredith, who are sitting on the jury, and Aminata and Bernice that are past fellows. I mean, these are all part of the story that allows us to do the fine work that we're doing to try to impact this industry in a positive way, and not only help the talent pipeline, but ensure that the talent pipeline is as diverse as the community we're talking to. So you all are, you know, amazing supporters, and some of you in the fellowship who have gone through. This is your moment to give back, and we're so grateful for that. We've been actually doing this competition for 16 years, and the longstanding relationship that exists with Virtual Enterprise International and the Ad Council is just so special and so close to my heart, because if I wasn't at the Ad Club, I would be at either one of those organizations, because I have so much respect for them. They're really, the work that the Ad Council does is unprecedented in our industry, bringing social causes to the forefront of the community. And then VEI is internationally helping students understand the role of business. I also want to thank my partners in crime, Aisha Brown and Maya Rushing. They do an outstanding job in shepherding the work of the foundation on a day-to-day basis, and I'm grateful to both of them. And Ines Hassan, also an Ad Club favorite, who steps in wherever she's needed. Today, we have actually 5 events going on for Advertising Week, so we had to divide and conquer, so thank you, Ines. I want to say good luck to all the students. You worked hard. Now show us what you got. Don't be nervous. This is awesome. And I actually graduated from John Adams High School, the reigning champ. So listen, if you keep it, that's great. If not, good luck to everybody and have a great time while you're doing this. We really appreciate everyone that's involved.
Great.
Over back to Aisha.
Great. Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you so much for just taking us through the breadth of this amazing organization, the Advertising Club of New York, and also this amazing program. So we can actually get started. So I'm going to just share my screen with just a brief introduction. I'm going to introduce you all to our judges, and then we can get started with the competition. So hold on one second. Okay, everyone. So as Gina mentioned, we've been doing this competition for a very... Can everyone please mute? Thank you. So as Gina mentioned, we've been doing this competition for a very long time, and we are actually entering our 18th year. So it comes to show that the Advertising Club of New York, we really do care about the talent pipeline, and the foundation of it starts with our youth. We really want to make sure you all are provided with a firm foundation to eventually entertain the thought of being part of this industry, because we definitely need more students like you. You are the future of the industry. So welcome, everyone. So first things first is I'm going to introduce you to our judges for today. So the first judge we have today is Aminata Snow. Aminata is a cultural marketing and strategy enthusiast with a passion for transforming brands to be more inclusive. delivering innovative products, programs, services to diverse audiences, and cultivating strategic, meaningful relationships with clients and partners globally. In August 2021, Aminata started a role as a director of
I'm
cultural.
gonna unmute.
Yes, Karen, can you mute, please? As the director of cultural strategy for Dentsu McGarry Bowen, supporting the internal cultural fluency practice within the firm and supporting the Clorox brands. Prior to the new role, Aminata was also an independent consultant and worked with various education and technology organizations. One being a cool role at Twitter, where she served as a cultural strategist consultant and led a research project for Twitter's culture and community group. Also, Aminata is a former fellow here at the Advertising Club, so we are just so happy that she is here with us today and paying it forward. So welcome, Aminata. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Next is Marla Newman. Marla Newman is an executive vice president of digital sales at Meredith Corporation, the leading media company reaching nearly 95% of all US women. Newman oversees all aspects of direct and programmatic sales, Meredith Data Studio Solutions, sales marketing, account management, and activations across Meredith's digital portfolio, which spans across 40 trusted brands. A proven sales leader, Newman has grown Meredith's digital sales revenue while spearheading significant and innovative enterprise, while strategic partnerships since joining the company in 2016. Newman previously served as Global Executive Director, Agency Partnerships at AOL and Microsoft. She has also held senior sales leadership positions at Fox Sports Digital, Viacom, and MSN. Newman earned her BS degrees in marketing and management from the University of Oregon, and she presently resides with her family in New York City. So hello, Marla. Thank you so much for joining us today.
So excited for today. Thanks.
Next, we have Gay Jackson, who is currently a senior partner, director, and investment lead on JP Morgan Chase at Group M. With over 15 plus years of experience, she oversees a team of 15 plus to ensure timely, smart, and efficient buying of both online and offline media. Gay began her media career in 2005 working on American Express at Mindshare. Within 9 years, she quickly expanded her category experience by working on multiple clients that include Samsung, Mexico Tourism, Silk, LG Electronics, and Kimberly Clark across all day parts, inclusive of developing and coordinating marketing activations. Prior to her current role, she has worked as an associate director on NBCU account, oversees both channels and Focus Features film division. Upon receiving her MBA in 2011, she and her family moved back to Westchester County, and she still resides there with her husband and 2 children, Ava, who's 8, and Logan, who's 5. Hi, Gay. Thank you so much for volunteering and being a judge with us today.
No problem. I'm super excited.
Next, we have another Ad Club fellow, Bernice Velois. She dubs herself as a multicultural marketing guru in training. Bernice is passionate about captivating stories that leave an inedible impact on Hispanic and African American culture. Before starting her role as Senior Manager of Multicultural Marketing at Spectrum, Bernice was an experienced content and partnership manager at Publicis Media Group, where she developed integrated marketing campaigns for Metro by T-Mobile, Liberty Mutual, eBay, and Campbell Soups Company. Bernice was also a partnership marketing coordinator at Univision Communication and post-producer at Company 3, where she got her first taste of marketing and advertising. The first creative campaign she post-produced was Chevrolet's Impala's Inspiration featuring John Legend. This proud Afro-Latina is passionate about all things film, television, music, and salsa dancing. She's an advocate for women of color as NYC chapter president of Real Brown Girls, a multi-industry national sisterhood of women who's ready to advance in their personal and professional lives. One of her proudest accomplishments is being selected for the Advertising Club of New York Impart Fellowship Program and being an inaugural class member of Adweek's Executive Mentorship Program. So hello, Bernice. Thank you so much.
Everyone. No, thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And last but not least is Colleen Charles. He is an assistant manager, marketing and communication at the Ad Council, the national nonprofit organization that mobilizes the energy and talents of the communications industry to make a measurable impact on the most critical social issues of today. In his role, Colleen contributes to a diverse set of public interest campaigns spanning causes ranging from fatherhood involvement to teen suicide and autism awareness. He also helps to amplify and curate the organization's presence across industries through coordinating brand and thought leadership opportunities. Prior to joining the Ad Council, Colleen worked as a communication coordinator for the Cleveland Browns Foundation, where he leveraged professional sports as a medium for community engagement and youth empowerment. A proud Towson University alumnus, he enjoyed road cycling, city photography, and vintage film. So thank you, Colleen. Hello and welcome.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Great to meet you.
Good morning. So as we know, the Ad Council was also responsible for providing today's brand brief. And I really do love the fact that the brand brief is focusing on mental health. We find that in society at times, mental health can be taboo topic. However, it's very important that we highlight this epidemic because mental health we definitely want to make sure that we get it under control. And we know the struggles that the last 18 months have been, and also in terms of youth, we definitely want to make sure that the youth have access in a way with their parents to have the help and be able to express their needs and their emotional needs. So we're super excited about this brand brief, and we just can't wait to see what you all come up with. So without further ado, we are going to get started. So our first school that we have up is Susan E. Wagner High School, and their mentor agency was VMLY&R. So please, you are more than welcome to start. Are you guys here?
Yeah, we're here. I'm just waiting. She shared this.
Cool. Okay, perfect.
Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to say thank you for this opportunity to be in this ad competition. Also, thank you to our mentor, Melanie Seidel from the ad agency Red Fuse. My name is Joseph Thomas.
I'm Lauren Perez.
My name is Liam McCarthy.
And I'm Alexis Agal.
We are all from Susan E. Wagner High School, and this is our presentation on mental health awareness. Now I would like to pass it off to Lauren to start us off.
Thank you, Joseph. Mental health is crucial to one's being. Our environment slowly molds us to becoming who we are, which is why environmental factors are important. These are a few that may compromise in teens' mental health, such as trauma, bullying, and unstable or dysfunctional home environments. These examples show that a teen's problem can physically, mentally, and emotionally drain their health. Toxic family drama, such as arguing or fighting can affect the teen's health. Parents focus so much on their kids' education and what they do throughout the day instead of checking up on how their kids feel. Once a child feels the need to tell their parents their mental state, parents tend to take it as a joke instead of taking it into consideration. We focus so much on everything else except for someone's well-being. This increases stress, fear, and anxiety. Getting no recognition makes one feel unloved. Getting the attention you want is so hard when nobody even wants to pay any mind to you. Body language, tone of voice, eye contact, drained energy, and facial expressions can potentially give signs to others on what you're going through or how you're feeling. Forcing yourself to put on a smile every day is hard when happiness isn't really what you feel on the inside. Teens keeping their distance from everyone raises questions on why this is happening, but this generation isn't worried about you. They want to hear your side of the story and pass it on to another person. Mental health is the disease that we need to pay more attention to. And now I would like to pass it on to Liam.
Thank you, Lauren. As we put together our ad, we wanted to collect the suicide rates in kids and young teens. Suicide is the 5th leading cause of death in kids aged 10 to 14, and it's the 2nd leading cause of death in teenagers aged 15 to 19. According to theconversation.com, suicide rates among the Black youth are rising. And what I get from this is that there's a major mental health crisis going on in the minority community that is going unnoticed. Suicide rates in kids aged 10 to 14 increased from 2007 to 2017, according to the National Center for Health Statistics. That increase was 178%. And then teens aged 15 to 19, that increase was 76%. Here, we have more evidence of a major mental health crisis going on in the minority community. For white teenagers, the suicide attempt rate is up and down. But for the Black teenagers, the suicide attempt rate is up and down while increasing until we see a major increase from 2013 to 2015, really showing the severity of this crisis. Now, I'd like to pass it along to Joseph.
Thank you, Liam. Treatment is essential for kids as they need help. One type of treatment is through psychotherapy, and that is a way of talking to a mental health professional about your feelings and what you're going through. Another way of treatment is through medication. A doctor can prescribe any sort of medicine necessary, such as an antidepressant, anti-anxiety, or mood stabilizer. Some coping methods in combating with mental health problems have to do with family time in ways such as therapy or counseling programs. Also, working with the child's school and praising their abilities is beneficial. You can explore stress management techniques as well. These methods can all make a child feel more welcome and at peace with their family, which is crucial. Liam, you can now take over from here.
Thank you, Joseph. We could potentially be seeing the end of mental health help. According to Jared Luzon from NewYorkDailyNews.com, insurance companies are reducing coverage costs for mental health insurance. Why is that? During the peak of the pandemic, when Americans were working from home, employers gave out an extra helping hand to help their employees with their mental health. With employees coming back to the workplace, insurance companies and employers are now saying, we don't need to help you no more, as those temporary solutions created unsustainable costs. Now, Alexa, you could take it from here.
Thank you, Liam. Now we'll be discussing ways to break the stigma alongside mental health and how it affects teens. The media often perceives teens as rebellious, timid, anxious, sluggish, and even quote unquote odd, allowing these stereotypes to stand taller with more pride. Kids continue to put up a facade due to their parents constantly suppressing their emotions, especially in minority households, where kids' parents often don't glance nor bother to educate themselves on the mental health crisis, where a parent would rather punish their child than truly listen to them. Ways we can come together to tackle this stigma is by stop assuming, showing solidarity, offer counseling within the schools and outside, educating yourself, and most importantly, listen to the children and teens surrounded by you. We created this poster to emphasize how a young adolescent may feel. We came up with the slogan, mental health is the pandemic, because although COVID-19 has been surfacing every news headline for the past 19 months, it's been shadowing the crisis that's been going around for centuries. The young boy's eyes are crossed out with the word invalidated due to the oppression many teens face when it comes to mental health and speaking up. In the lower right corner, we included sites on one is able to access to.
The child in this poster is actually my little brother. We decided to implement him into this poster as he fits the age demographic perfectly, as he may be going through some mental health problems himself as a young teen. Thank you all for your attention. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan E. Wagner, for putting together a great brand brief. So now what we're going to do is we're going to ask Gay Jackson for some verbal feedback.
If I could find the mute button. That was great. And what I'm going to say as immediate feedback is, it may surprise you. One, your choice of color to speak about mental health. Mental health is very calming. The sage green was definitely something that was welcoming. Each and every one of you was extremely clear. You brought the point home in terms of why this is an issue and why we should all pay attention. I myself, yes, I'm a minority, but I'm Jamaican. So I related with a lot of what Alexa specifically, what you were saying in terms of household and what can happen culturally. So it was just completely amazing. The content was great. Your sourcing was spot on and extremely smooth. And it didn't stand out as the sore thumb, which a lot of people struggle with, believe you me. And it was very personal. So I believe that you believe what you were saying. That's my immediate feedback.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jackson. I really appreciate all the feedback you gave us. And we've realized that mental health is really the issue that people really need to realize and have more attention to. So thank you so much.
Of course. Great job, guys. Great job.
Yes, absolutely. And I just wanted to chime in. I also love the fact that you said mental health is the pandemic. So yes, that is definitely key because it is a pandemic that needs to be addressed. So that's a great slogan to capture people's attention. So good job. Very proud of you all. So up next, we have In Tech Academy.
Aisha, can I give just a little feedback just to add? Because I just wanted to say,
absolutely.
The thing that I also thought that you guys did a phenomenal job was for every point you made, you had statistics. So it wasn't just opinion, you really rooted it in fact. And I think that that really made it powerful. I just wanted to add that to it. It was great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And I would like to just add something. We actually made the slides and the text of the slogan green because it is the international symbol of mental health awareness. And we just thought that that was very fundamental to our project.
It absolutely came through. It's one of my first comment. So that's actually great to know. Thank you for adding that.
I'll just chime in. I love the intentionality of that as well. So great job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Good job, everyone. Any other feedback? Okay, so I guess we are going to move on to In Tech Academy. I hope you all are ready. And their mentor agency or brand, I should say, is Samsung Ads. So take it away.
Hello. We're setting up right now. Please give us a moment.
Oh, yes, no problem.
Thank you.
Wait, sorry, hold on. We're gonna try a new source.
out yesterday, and I think I'm doing something today.
Hello, everyone. We are seniors at NTech Academy, and our firm name is Principal Click. The title of our ad campaign is Not As Awkward, and our mentoring company, as you mentioned, was Samsung Ads, and I am Fatima Chowdhury.
I'm Kelly Rodriguez. I'm David Herrera. I'm Mariana Flores. And I'm Kai J.
Can you guys? I don't think we
I
can
couldn't hear them.
Ms. Katie Jensen, Mr. Justin Evans, Ms.
Guys, I couldn't hear you.
We can't hear.
Are you able to hear us?
No.
We can hear, but you're very low. So if you walk closer to the computer where the Zoom is actually set up versus being near the actual physical presentation, it may.
Okay. 1 minute, please.
Okay. I know this is our first time doing the ad competition with the students in school virtually. So I know there can at times be tech issues.
As they work on that, I'll go on.
Okay, sure, Fatima.
Our wonderful mentors at Samsung Ads were Miss Katie Jensen, Mr. Justin Evans, Miss Marissa Rand, and Miss Gabby Peralta. We wanted to start off by talking about our creative process, understanding the campaign objective. Through the ad toolkit, the Sounded Out Together website, and talking about our personal experiences, we learned the importance of talking about our mental health, especially for those ages 10 to 14, our target audience. Not talking about our mental health often leads to negative outcomes. To relieve stress, students or children often choose negative outcomes or negative ways to relieve their stress instead of communicating with others and with their parents. As market research, we asked our parents what they think about mental health, how do they feel about talking about it, and what their own experience were about their own mental health. Researching Sound Out. We want to know what exactly we were researching and how it connected to the campaign objective. We visited their website and there, as in Sounded Out Together, all of their social media accounts, as well as listen to their album to understand what their message was and how exactly it was connecting to helping children talk about their mental health. Next, we met with our amazing mentors at Samsung Ads, discussed our ideas and experiences about mental health, and tried coming up with an idea for this ad campaign. We wanted to express that talking about mental health can not always be the awkward situation that everybody originally thinks it is about. However, as we were going through ideas, we decided why not bring this issue to light, this idea that everybody believes that it's awkward or a very difficult situation. Next slide, please. Awkward. That's usually what comes to the mind of parents and children when they're talking about mental health. Being vulnerable and honest, both for parents and children, is a very frightening or intimidating situation. Through both flyers and videos, we want to express this awkward and confronting situation and show how adults can use the Sound It Out Together website and the resources it provides to make talking with their child more natural and a little less awkward and way more productive.
Okay, so our goal is to have parents and children have opening and engaging conversations about mental health, to create this bond of reassurance and connection between both parents and child. Statistically, 1 in 5 children actually face mental health, as you could see on this flyer and also on the slide, while 7 in 100,000 youth die of suicide. So we, as a group, we believe that mental health is an important issue to talk about through Sound It Out.
As you can see in this video ad, is going to begin by showing off 2 parents and a child who are having an awkward situation where parents struggle to approach and talking to their child. The parents attempts to talk to their child and then automatically they fail their mission. Due to the reasons because parents don't really know how to safely engage and how to have a real deep communication. So it's important that parents really take their time to really acknowledge their temper and their emotional state of mind.
After that seat, in our video campaign, we would like to introduce Sound It Out as a kind of how-to guide for parents. We really want to show that talking to your kids about mental health could really be natural. It doesn't always have to be awkward. Parents just have to know, just have to have the right advice. After that, we would also like to show the importance, or rather the difference between a parent that thinks that they're doing the right thing versus a parent that is actually doing the right thing, which is why on our soundboard there, we have the various steps that a parent could take in order to utilize the resources provided to them on the Sound It Out website. For example, if a parent, let's just say, if a parent has a child that's struggling with maybe their sexuality, but is having problems opening up and really talking to their parent about it, and the parent doesn't really know how to engage, the parent can visit the Sound It Out website, click on the sexuality link, and it will take them to the next section of the website that provides them with all the additional information as well as advice for them to spearhead an effective conversation with their child.
And now moving on to the posters and flyers. And these posters and flyers, we wish to include a digital print and out-of-home posters. We include this so it can be more accessible for people around the world. The Sound It Out Together website, the QR code, and this QR code on our poster on the bottom left screen, it shows that it actually works. Images, the target audience. Our target audience are children and parents talking or doing activities together, especially 10 to 14-year-olds. Statistics of these mental health issues. And our poster here shown on the screen, mental health is our title, the Sound It Out website, and on the left side, the QR code.
Okay, so our strategy in promoting Sound It Out is to post all these informations on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Have out-of-home advertisements for the flyers on billboards, trains, buses, and libraries, offices, public offices, in schools, local news outlets, televisions, and newspapers to open a more older audience. PTA meeting stream platforms in multiple languages for Hispanic and African Americans.
So our three main focuses here are promote, inform, and normalize. So first, promote, and make sure that people have access to the Sound It Out website, which is why we made sure in our flyer to add a QR code for easy access, keeping in mind that our out-of-home advertisement would be ideally these forms of public transportation, such as buses and subways. And so thinking realistically about our target audience, we want to make sure that all the information that we get is accessible. Next, inform. Inform parents that they're not alone and that there are other parents struggling, or maybe not necessarily struggling, but wanting to learn more about how to actively communicate with their children about mental health, and informing them that there are these resources available for them, specifically on the Sound It Out website. And finally, normalize. We wish to, through this ad campaign with Sound It Out and Samsung Ads, we wish to normalize the negative thought that sometimes, or the negative connotation that mental health has, and we wish to together create a more equitable place in which parents and children have this safe environment in which they can both talk about their children's mental health, but also the parents' mental health, keeping in mind that age does not prevent you from struggling with it. It's something that happens to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
That was fantastic, everyone. That was on point. I love the fact that you definitely took the time to read the brand brief, and you connected the brand brief to sounditout.org and focusing on how parents can talk to their children about mental health. So you all did such a fantastic job. Good job, everyone.
Thank you. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Miss, you're muted.
Sorry, I was still muted. No, it's okay. Bernice can be the first judge to provide feedback.
Absolutely. So first off, congratulations, guys. That was really, really good presentation, very thorough and well thought out. And I want to first and foremost commend you guys, because with all the technical issues which happen, whether you're virtual or in person, right? People get nervous. Presenting in any way, shape, or form is a bit of a daunting task, right? And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. It's a big group of you guys. But despite that, you guys, took the bull by the horns here, and you guys did a really good job and were able to overcome those technological issues that you had. Fatima, I want to say you did amazing. You saw that they were having technical issues and you said, all right, well, while they figure that out, I'm going to take the lead. And so thank you for being proactive there, right? Seeing that there's an issue, like I want to commend you for that. If there's anything that you continue to do in life, do just that, because that will make you stand out, right? So I want to commend the whole team first and foremost for that. I love the play on word with awkward. That's just the ingenuity there. It's so great. You guys did an incredible job. And again, I think overall, very well thought out, very thorough, from strategy, down to distribution, to how you were going to do it, why you were going to do it. I think you guys did a really, really good job. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any other feedback from the judges?
I echo everything Bernice said, and in all honesty, it's exactly what I wrote down with addition to your use of images. The images definitely tied a lot of what you were saying together, and you didn't read off the slides directly. You made us pay attention, you made us listen in, and the images just tied that all together to make it come to life very, very easy, like very quickly. It was a light lift for all those who were listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, great job, everyone. Okay, so we are going to move on now with our next school. It's Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. The firm's name is Guardian Insurance, and the mentor agency was Publicis Group. So are you all ready?
All right. Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Catherine Jesus. We're here representing Jackson County Onassis High School, and we're here promoting Sound It Out with our presenters, Catherine Jesus, me, Camila Rodriguez, and Highland Duckett, with our mentor as well from the Women of Color. So this is a website that will improve communication with a child by just simply sounding it out. So we have an agenda to follow, which we have first a foundation of child mentality, overall how we're going to address the problem, and as well influencing other people, and just simply promoting the website. So as I said before, we're setting the foundation of what is mental health, and it's a condition regarding their psychological and emotional well-being. There is no other factors that could determine mental health, and since this is focusing on negative child mental health, we're focusing on trauma caused by childhood alongside neglect caused by the parents themselves. So right now I'm going to pass it on to Highland Duckett. Apologies, we're having technical difficulties. Thank you so much for waiting. All right, so we're just gonna swap real quick. Thank you so much for your patience. Just swap.
Wait, Catherine, go back to the Zoom. All right, perfect. Sorry about that, guys. So we all have our own mental traumas and experiences from when we were children, and it happens to everybody. We decided to compare our personal experiences, and the people that have wrote these have decided to stay anonymous. The song Temporary, this is by anonymous one, my bad. The song Temporary by Lauren Jagari has a lot of symbolism behind it. I can also in some ways relate to the lyrics. Some days the confidence comes like a cure. Sometimes the noise is just too loud to ignore. I don't have the energy to try to fake it, and I can't make it without a smile. Throughout the day, I smile a lot and talk to many people, but sometimes it doesn't even feel like a happy smile. Sometimes I'm extremely confident and sometimes not. This relates a lot to teens as it shows pressure that is inflicted. This is all of our personal experiences all into one, as you can read about both Anonymous 1 and Anonymous 2. And I would like to pass it on now. Oh wait, this is from the Sound It Out album. I would like to pass it on now to Camilla.
Good morning. Now, what is communication? Communication is a form of delivering information, expressing opinions and feelings. Communication is one of the key things Sound It Out wants to encourage, and what styles are more effective. There are 4 types of communication skills. The first one being passive, and this style is more so listening more than engaging or keeping the conversation going. It's usually demonstrated by being indirect, nodding or shaking head, or emotionally dishonest. Aggressive is a style that is used when you really want to get your point across. It can be expressed as being direct, attacking, or blaming. Assertive is the best style to communicate because you are actually interacting and speaking to the other person. This is shown by being empathetic and involved. Passive-aggressive is the last communication style, and it's when you're pretending to listen. You're still trying to get your point across, but being respectful. It is shown by being self-denying and direct. I will now pass it on to Heidi.
The best ways for us to express as people is to express ourselves can be through words of affirmation, such as I love you, and positive words that can uplift somebody. And the same thing with quality time, which can make a person also feel appreciated. Acts of service can make a person feel useful and accomplished, and gifts show appreciation to a person, which can also be uplifting. Physical touch can be another way because it shows someone how they feel appreciated by one another and feel loved from what they do. I will then pass it on to Catherine Jesus.
So now that we finally saw the foundation of how to really communicate with the child and ways of expressing that communication, we're going to start branching out to social media. And the most popular platform has to be Instagram. And the most commonly, 32.1% are considered adults, such as 25 to 34-year-olds, which is the same age where parents are usually formed. Alongside this, parents as well drive, which means that they're going to look at billboards. Most notably, 20.9% write the phone numbers, and even more so, 16.3% know a website address written on the billboard. So thus, this is an example of Instagram, which means that we're going to here promote the website, which here there's a quote on the left from the website itself, and below there could be a link of the bio. Same situation happens on the right. We have the website itself, and we could simply just link the website below the bio as well. So now we're going to move on to billboards. This is located roughly around Brooklyn, near the Brooklyn Bridge, and this is just a good way that people can look at it. Most importantly, adults look at it and note it. Here is Times Square, which is where our school is right around the corner. Because of this, our teenagers and alongside parents are able to look at this billboard and once again note it down. Alongside, last one, it is the Sounded Out website, just normally in a construction site, which once again, people will look at it, note it, and that's what we want to do. We want to promote this website because this website talks so much about mental state that we just want to overall just promote it. And right now, I'm going to pass it on to Camila Rodriguez.
The message, audience, and call of action. Our main target range are kids ages 10 to 14 years old, and the goal is to reach teens who struggle with expressing themselves to their parents. The overall message is to help kids and parents who are unable to express their feelings to find those emotions through lyrics and songs, which can be found on Sounded Out's website, Sounded Out Together, where you can listen to albums and play a game involving music to communicate. You can also follow Sounded Out on Instagram for more information. I will now pass it on to Hyland.
Kids that grow up with mental trauma usually lead to a lot of negative things in the future, such as self-harm, suicidal tendencies, and depression. The best way to avoid this can be through communication, physical actions, and even having personal achievements. In the chart shown below, we show the ages of each mental effect on men and women. These are avoidable things, and the best way is to walk head high, as Sounded Out explains. I will then pass it on to Catherine Jesus.
And I just want to thank everybody for listening to the overall presentation and as well following us through these technical difficulties. Right here is the link below of the website. And overall, from a personal experience, communication is really important. I talked to my counselors, talked to my parents, and Sounded Out is the reason why we want to promote it. It's promoting communication, improving mental health, and even better, improving relationship-wise with your parent and or anyone else. So use the website to overall improve communication and better yet, to overall help develop your relationship with your mom, dad, anyone in a better way. Thank you so much.
Great job, everyone. Oh, that was so good. So Gay, I know that you're assigned to give feedback to them.
That was so good. I have to lead, you know what, I thought I was going to do everything from my mind, but then it was just one after the other. So I took notes. So forgive me for looking down. I just wanted to highlight a few things that I thought was very, very well done. When you defined communication style and you defined feelings expression, you did not overestimate your audience. And that's a perfect way to level set without embarrassing. And it was done very clearly and flawlessly. Second, which was obvious, I saw some notes in the chat. The mocks were definitely superb, and it brought us there. I'm personally, I think we're all in New York, but I'm right outside the city, so I envisioned all of it, and it seemed very, very real. When you talked through the mocks, you not only just showed where it was, you pointed out the what in the ad is important, how you intend on reaching your target audience and informing them, and the actual locations of each. So the construction site, Times Square, around the corner. You mentioned your school. I took that as around the corner from a school and being near where children and your target audience is. The personal experiences were definitely a great touch. And anytime that you can present material, especially a new idea, and insert yourself and insert someone else's personal experience to take the audience and the people that you're speaking to on a journey, it is definitely a win. And you did that very, very well. And again, don't be tripped up by the technical difficulties. This is I'm going to say it, an unprecedented time. And we all go through it, and you handled that with grace and immediately started to fix and solve the situation to keep us on time. So great job. Super proud of you. You should be proud of yourselves. This was awesome.
Thank you so much for the feedback. We appreciate it.
Great job, everyone. So up next, we have, hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Up next, we have Francis Lewis High School. Their firm name is New Ops, and their mentor agency was Omnicom SMG. So take it away, guys.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning, everyone. If I asked you what anxieties your child has faced and how they have coped with them, could you tell me? If you could, that is good communication. That's a sign of good communication. However, we found that factors like poor communication, mistrust, and emotional neglect can increase anxiety and depression. Today, my team and I will present to you all our solution to bridge better communication from parents to children. Before we begin, we'd like to ask the question, why? Why are there more Black and Hispanic children with anxiety and depression compared to their white counterparts? Well, when we looked into this, we saw that the poverty rates for Black and Hispanics are 19.5% and 17%, but only 8.2% for whites. In addition, 66% and 42% of Black and Hispanic children live in single-parent households, compared to 34% of white children in the same living conditions. As you can see, there's a disparity in the numbers. And that could also be why there are more Black and Hispanic children living with depression and anxiety.
Did you know that mental health issues in 10 to 14-year-olds is largely due to the fact that parents do not know how to parent, or these parents cannot provide enough emotional support for their child? This is because these parents are products of transgenerational trauma, and they're displaying these traumas in the way that they parent. With this in mind, we plan on creating a workshop to break these generational curses. Parents will be educated on transgenerational trauma and ways to prevent it in order to communicate effectively with their child. Afterward, parents will be making a pledge in order to bond more with their child. An example of this pledge would be, I, parent's name, promise to bake pizzas with my child every Friday night. By doing this, this opens a window of communication, allowing more bonding time with their parents and more communication. We plan on tackling these problems at where it occurs the most, in the schools of Black and Latino communities. And in a survey that we conducted of 276 parents, it shows that 97.6% of these parents will do whatever it takes in order to contribute to the betterment of their child's mental well-being.
As stated in the song, Howie and the Howl, they come around every time like curses. They weigh me down, generational curses. But then I found something that could reverse it. It is implying that one's inability to foster a safe space for communication stems from difficulties and trauma they've experienced throughout their childhood. Our workshop combats this issue by allowing parents to gain resources, tips, and guidelines on how to develop and maintain a healthy dynamic. As a result, we are breaking this generational chain of struggles between parents and children.
The main and most important component in a healthy parent-child relationship is trust. This is largely supported by a profound psychologist named Erik Erikson. In his theory of psychosocial development, he states that children start to develop trust and other social skills the second they are born. Therefore, parents who create a safer environment filled with trust and security have a better foundation in the future to establish a healthy parent-child relationship. However, mistrust and emotional neglect can lead to the underdevelopment of social skills and the birth of mental disorders like depression and anxiety. As a result, my team and I created a workshop specifically revolving around new parents and expecting parents. We did this because we wanted these new and expecting parents to be knowledgeable of what a healthy parent-child relationship looks like. In the workshop, we will be discussing about essential parenting skills, the impacts of mental illnesses on children and the way they will grow, and we will establish ways to eliminate unhealthy parenting. The anticipated outcome of this workshop is that parents will utilize our skills and techniques to create a deeper bond with their child.
As stated in the song, all of the demons chasing, haunting you are released and replace them with something true. In the context of parent-child relations in regards to mental health, the demons are barriers which prohibits parents from clearly communicating with their child. All parents love their child unconditionally, but it is a matter of knowing how to communicate and accept that towards them.
Our first two executions have the same goal in mind, to introduce the idea of a healthy parent-child relationship. But what happens after this, when parents have forgotten the pledges that they've made to their children? People only remember 25% of data after 2 days. This is where our third idea comes in. A simple app that reminds our dedicated parents to honor the pledges and promises that they've made to their children during these workshops. Our apps will consist of all of our previous workshop videos, a single centralized hub, and will include a personal notification system that reminds our parents to spend that quality time with their children. The benefit of having such an app is that it ensures parents empathize with their children and that they'll stay on top of their children's mental health.
As you can see, improving relationships in families is very important. We push parents to start this connection when their children are young. By attending our interactive workshops, fulfilling their promises, and using our reminders app, parents can create and maintain a healthy relationship in their families.
So let's begin fostering a healthy parent-child relationship
program thing.
Thank you for listening to our App Futures campaign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Francis Lewis. Great job, everyone. I absolutely love the reminder apps. That's definitely a great platform to use, especially to remind parents when speaking with their children about mental health. So I know the assigned judge to give you all feedback will be Colleen Charles.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Firstly, I think you did a phenomenal job in simply teeing up the presentation and providing an issue overview, speaking to the why it's important. I loved how you approached the brief in choosing to dive a little bit deeper and explore the why by touching on important topics such as intergenerational trauma. I think by creating a healthy environment, things like mental health will subsequently follow. And I'm also appreciative of how your work was rooted in longevity and look to essentially lay a blueprint for enhancing family dynamics. So really well done job, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So up next, we have John Adams High School, and their mentor agency was also under the Publicis Group umbrella. So take it away.
You guys are muted, just so you know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll wait 1 second. Okay.
unmuted, so can you hear you? Then present.
I can't see.
Let me do it.
All right. Can you guys hear us?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah.
Right? Do you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yes. I can hear you.
Okay.
You are.
Wait, miss. Okay.
Go to the bottom.
Please.
Change slides.
1 minute, please. 1 moment.
Wait, miss. Yes. Wait. Sorry, guys. We have a little bit of trouble.
No, it's no problem.
Thank you. We can't see ourselves.
That's okay, miss.
That's okay.
It's okay. Okay, now keep it. There.
Hello. Stress, anxiety, depression.
Estresado, ansioso, depresión, stress, depresión, link.
How many of you have been feeling one of these emotions lately for the past few hours or past day?
I'm feeling a bit anxious. Or a good feeling. I'm feeling so excited.
Hello there. My name is Sean Ghaznavi. Meet my team.
Hello, my name is Nancy Chodula. Hello, my name is Jocelyn Lopez. Hello, my name is Martina Kamiska, and we are from John Adam High School.
Now to get right into it, we have a crisis. Parents and caregivers are not paying attention to their children's mental health care. Did you know that half of all middle schoolers' mental health conditions start by ages 10 to 14, and these cases are untreated, undetected, and parents' lack of interest can also lead to the kid having depression or worse forms of illnesses.
Just because your child has a hard time talking does not mean they do not want to. They might not feel a sense of loyalty to the adult, but show them how you feel about a certain situation so they have a role model. Target audience. Parents of middle schoolers and high schoolers ages 10 through 16. Parents of middle schoolers ages 10 through 14 emphasize on Black and Latinx communities. When your child can find a way to say, use lyrics and music. Start a conversation with the Sound It Out album. More than half of a lifetime of mental illness begins before a child becomes a teenager. Adolescents between 10 through 14 tend to face the most mental illness issues.
The solution. This is how we want to send a message to people what Sound It Out can do to you and your child. We want to use social media to promote Sound It Out together, but we also have to remember not all parents are using social media. So we have to remember to post, like in old days, they was using TV, billboards, and newspaper flyers to promote. Finish the day with the game. This game is to encourage communication between you and your child. Write a song to express how you feel. Use that music from Sound It Out together. Write with your kid, pick one of the albums from Sound It Out. Grab a piece of paper and pen and write how you feel about your emotions. You go first. Tell your kid how you feel about their emotions. Then your kid can tell how they feel about the emotion they're feeling through the day. Be honest and tell your child to open to the lyrics. This is example of Sound It Out together albums, what music they have on their platforms.
Guide. The caregiver guides are helpful resources to make talking about emotional well-being easier and more intentional. Break the ice. Make conversation of talking about emotional well-being easier. Understand what the problem is.
Press pause and take a minute to think about our thoughts. Tune into our emotions. Read between the lines. Go with the flow. Sometimes children tend to not want to express their feelings. Be mindful of the mood. Your child will not want to participate or be comfortable talking, having a conversation between a parent they don't have a trust or a bond with. Know the physical clues. Watch signs for children to notice if they're having a difficult time, such as changing habits, eating, sleeping, self-care, mood swings, and socializing. What to do after a conversation with your kid? Take a minute to examine your own feelings. It's okay if you are worried or angry. Sometimes communicating with your kid cannot always be easy. If your child is in a crisis, text 741-741 or call 1-800-273-8255. Or in case of an emergency, please call 911.
Thank you.
And thank you for having us today.
Thank you, John Adams, for putting together your brand brief and your presentation. So Marla Newman, you're assigned to give feedback.
Yes, well, I thought that was great. I loved how you utilized the broken pictures to represent the multiple emotions that the youth are going through. I thought that was incredibly powerful. I thought that the actual, it feels very echoey. I felt like the content was really, really spot on. I mean, as you know, as a mom, it speaks to, I think, many audiences, but I thought you really kind of nailed some really key ways in which you can break through. And I loved the ideas of how to create that engagement and the way that you guys utilized that. So I thought overall, really solid program. I would have loved to have been able to see you. It seems like there might have just been some technical difficulties, but you guys worked through it and it didn't distract you. So really great job.
You're on mute. I know there has.
Thank you. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for our mentors also. Team 1.
Yes, good job, everyone. You guys did such a great job. We're also very proud of you and thank you for just still persevering with your tech issues. So up next, we have Francis Lewis High School and their firm is Lux Design.
Hello.
Hello.
Let's get the screen share first. Hold on. Is our mic clear?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm having issues turning on the camera. Can you see us?
No. Yes, we can see you. Yes, we can see you.
May we begin?
Yes, you can begin. Absolutely.
Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. These are words spoken by Sigmund Freud. The unexpressed emotions of Black and Latinx teens and children will resurface through awful consequences if we do not address the current problem that is plaguing our minority youth, suffering in silence. And with the current, we're pulling it back and exposing the underlying issues with mental health between parents and children. That's why, together at Francis Lewis's Lux Designs, Casey Chang and Trisha Roy have come up with the curtain, a symbol made to represent a change in this stigma that causes us to be silent. According to the American Psychiatric Association, even though Black and Hispanic communities make up a combined 32.1% of those who possess mental illnesses, only 31% of each population is receiving mental health care for those mental illnesses versus 48% of all whites. Given these lack of services being provided to minority communities, their needs are frequently disregarded by the system, with politicians appealing to the majority and discriminating against that demographic. As reported by the United States Department of Health and Human Services, the juvenile justice system and the child welfare system are comprised of high percentages, 50 to 70%, of underserved minority youth, specifically African Americans, Latinos, and American Indians. Many youths with mental health disorders are commonly referred to as juvenile delinquents if they display any sort of aggression or disruptive behaviors without consideration of whether or not these are untreated mental health problems. Black and Latino adults also report higher rates of family financial insecurity and hardship. More than 45% of Black and Latino adults said that in the past month, their families experienced material hardship, such as food insecurity or the inability to fully pay their mortgage, rent, and utilities, almost double the share of white adults and their families. These parents are worried about how to provide for their families, so they might not be able to seek mental health care for their children or be able to afford it. That's why we need an on-the-go platform that can be easily used to share information and help families communicate about each other's mental health and feelings. Music is a therapy. It is a communication far more powerful than words, far more immediate, far more efficient. Stigma, shame, embarrassment, and poverty can all play a role in the decision to not seek treatment when faced with mental illness. In some extreme cases, people may commit suicide or ultimately land themselves in prison. Hearing this as a parent will make you fear for your children and their safety. And as a parent, you want to be the figure in your child's life that has an open line of communication because you only want what's best for your child. Now, don't you want to be the person your child talks to? Sometimes, parents, you need to be the ones to set that conversation, but you might not always know how to, and that's okay. That's why with Sound It Out, when you can't find the words, find the lyrics. Because where words fail, music speaks. Everyone needs a safe space, whether it be children or parents. We want kids to be comfortable to open up to their parents because we know it can be hard. With proper communication, we can bring parents and their children closer and symbolize getting that curtain to open. The current would be a dedicated app specific to Black and Latinx families to open up and talk to their teens. It would provide notification reminders and daily prompts such as, have you checked in on Michael today? Or for your parents, talk about your day for teens. The app would have a section called Sounded Outlet, where people can share videos related to the campaign. The name comes from the equipment needed for stage performances, for example, a microphone, a speaker, or lights. Plugging everything in brings bringing in light like an analogy for finding that light after a struggle with mental health. Once you find that outlet in the dark, you can pick up the microphone and be heard. A launch event concert would be called Pulling Back the Curtain, featuring Keke Palmer and Jennifer Lopez, would be organized in Citi Field for parents and children. The two artists would have their own spotlights and a song relevant to the message of the curtain. Keke Palmer has teamed up in the past with Child Mind Institute and their social campaign, #MyYoungerSelf. So we think she's a great fit and already has experience working with mental health in our youth. In her experience with anxiety and depression, she said, we all have our trials and errors with different things in our lives. Everything is not the end of the world. I realized as I got older, I would have loved to have told myself that. As for Jennifer Lopez, she's a parent of Latin descent herself and has her own 2 cents on mental health. She said, we can't just keep living our lives and thinking everything's going to work out itself. No, it's not going to work out. We have to get involved and we have to make changes. Now, after the main concert, volunteers can come up on stage and have candid conversations with influencers featured on the Sound It Out platform and album. This will provide an opportunity for those in the audience to see the connection between the lack of communication and mental health. And this will eventually draw all attention to the central message, that conversations about mental health are important. Bringing parents and their children through an open line of communication and an outlet for both parties is too. Now, how do we generate an audience for people to listen in? The main platforms for advertising to parents and students are Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and public transportation. The engagement rate on Instagram and Facebook is higher than any social media platform and is best used for building brand awareness or delivering information. Infographics are common and provide a fresh twist when it comes to educating an audience. Next, TikTok can be used for information and engagement because all call to action in mental health will draw attention from parents and kids on the app. All of these platforms will provide resources that direct them to the Sound It Out website in addition to various articles. As for parents alone, most commute daily, and in New York, public transportation becomes a staple in their lives. On the subway, their eyes will wander. They'll see short, vibrant infographics that detail what the curtain is and where the launch event will take place. In an increasingly fast-paced world, understanding well-being and mental health have never been more important. And in Black and Latinx communities, different circumstances change how society responds to them. Processing a string of rampant brutality and a system made against them, we need to concentrate on their needs to change the welfare system. By properly addressing mental health, parents and children can be given the opportunity to better their well-being and the community around them. Thank you.
Great job, Francis Lewis, Lux Designs. You guys did such a great job. And sorry, my error. It was Omnicom SMG that was your mentor agency. I know I said another one. So you guys did such a good job. Thank you so much. And I know that Bernice has been assigned to give you feedback. Bernice, are you here? Is she back? Okay, it looks like Bernice had to take a call. So if any of the judges want to give instant feedback, please feel free.
I can start. I know that I can speak for all of us. That was solid. That was great. I perked right up. The facts were smoothly delivered. It was hard hitting. You did not escape the why, which is what really this topic needs to bring home, is the why, and then you went into the consequence if it's ignored. You took it a step further and showed exactly, using you sat down, you thought about this, and you said beyond how, I know we have Sound It Out, but what can we do with Sound It Out? How can we make it easily accessible? And you named the curtain, but you were just like, you identified the need of an on-the-go platform in order to communicate with both the parents, your target audience, and subsequently the students or the kids. I think it was a phenomenal job. You stuck to the brief. It was very clear, your presentation skills. You, even with mask on, which I know is still not a hindrance, but it can be a perceived hindrance. Not one word was missed. You were very clear. The speed in which you were speaking was completely understandable, but you kept the pace going. It was good. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I would add to that, like, so solid. And I felt like you took it all the way through with a really thoughtful media plan. Like, you talked about your executions, the why, and I think that you sounded like people in the industry. It was really impressive all the way through. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. So I know right now we're just going to do a 5-minute break. So if anyone wanted to stretch or get some water, and we can convene at 11:30. And then we'll get started with Team B. And in the interim, we'll be right back. Great job, everyone, so far. It's awesome. In the interim, we're just going to just show you all some body of work that some and the award submissions have presented towards us. So we'll just play that during the mid-break.
No.
Okay, is everyone back? Yes. Is Ralph McKee here? Okay, you guys are here. All right, we can get started. I just want to make sure. Are all the judges back? Okay. Is Marla here? Bernice? Colleen?
I'm here.
Back? Okay. Colleen, are you here too? Just want to make sure the judges and McKee is here too.
Yep, I'm here.
Yes, everyone's back. Okay, cool. All right, everyone. So we can just continue with our competition. It's going great so far. So up next, we have Ralph McKee, CTE High School, and the firm name is Cola PZ. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And the mentor agency, or I should say brand, was Snap Inc. So take it away.
Just a little side note, our period bells will be ringing in about 6 minutes, so we apologize for, in advance.
Oh, no problem. We understand.
Good morning and welcome to our Sound It Out Together Health Mental. Good morning and welcome to our Sound It Out Together mental health campaign. I am Jaylyn. I am here with Angelica and Chris, and we are seniors from Ralph McKee High School.
Mental illness has become an epidemic upon our youth in a very serious way. According to our research, 1.9 million kids have diagnosed depression. 900,000 kids are diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and about 85 of kids experience sincere burnout.
Another mental health disorder like anxiety is pretty high, since 4.4 million kids ages 3 to 17 have been diagnosed by a medical professional. Behavior disorders are even higher than anxiety, with a whopping 4.5 million children diagnosed.
Yeah. In consonance to the research we did as a group, a child with a mental illness will do worse on schoolwork and homework, affecting their grade. The majority of kids become distant towards their parents due to mental illnesses, which causes the majority of parents to find it harder to communicate to their kids. Mental illnesses are also linked and can be amplified with things such as poverty, gender identity, sexuality, and racism.
So we came up with a solution. In order for parents to get an understanding of what is going on through their child's head, Sound It Out Together has created a platform that will allow parents to understand the internal struggle within their child through the art of music. In order to help bring awareness to the Sound It Out platform, we have created an ad campaign, Heartbeats.
Heartbeats is a campaign that is derived from insights on how middle schoolers view mental health issues. During our research, we found that emotions play a huge role in mental health, so we decided to target the heart to address what's going on in the mind. Our campaign connects to the nature of Sound It Out. The symbol you see before you, which was illustrated by my colleague Angelica, represents the idea of connecting the heart to the mind with the power of music.
Our plan is for parents to have a better understanding of their kids. Music is a great way to bond, not only with friends, but with family. Not being able to express your feelings with words is okay, since now we can listen to music and have a better understanding of each other without having to speak. As adults, you have your own views on life and everything else. Children have different views of their own. So when the topic of mental health comes up, adults and children may see things differently. We surveyed some kids from our school, and we were surprised to see that 85% of them say that feelings like sadness or loneliness come from the heart. We also decided to get some insight on parents in our school. We found that 83% of parents think that they know how their children are feeling. This could indicate why most parents don't talk to their kids about their emotion, and further emphasizes the need for our campaign.
We are targeting to parents or guardians of middle schoolers. We're are looking for parents or guardians who are caring for preteen teens and are concerned with their child's mental health and emotional well-being and need a way to break through the silence with their kids. We're also targeting middle schoolers because they may want to speak out to their parents or caregivers but may not know how to. We'll be promoting our campaign through the listed platforms: Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. According to the following stats of these social platforms engage adults between the ages of 18 and 54. This range includes many adults who are caring for middle schoolers.
As shown in the Statista survey taken in 2020, they found that 34% of US teens find Snapchat to be their favorite social media website. TikTok was ranked second place, with 29% of teenagers in the United States saying that TikTok was their favorite social media website, way ahead of older platforms such as Facebook or Twitter.
Thank you, Chris. We also planned out our social media calendar. This will give you an idea on how we will execute this campaign. We will be posting during the middle of the week and during the end of the week. We will be posting on these days because should a child be going through something, it is great for parents to be able to check in with them. And then by the end of the week to bring awareness to the campaign and provides time for parents to engage with their kids throughout the weekend. We will also be posting between the times of 3 to 7 p.m. We will be doing this because this is after school and most people are active on social media during this time.
As you can see, we have recently created our campaign in the following social ad formats. The 3 social media platforms we have started on were YouTube, which you can see on the left, Facebook, which you can see in the center, and Instagram, which you can see in the right. The next slide will show our most current advertisement.
We also will present how we will be placed on Snapchat. By creating a heart symbol with your hands, it will generate music notes around your hands and play music from the Sound It Out Together album. The user will be able to select a song that reflects their mood or emotions.
Here's how our Spotify ad will sound. A mom. How was school today? Boom, 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 boom. Are you sure? You don't know? You look a little down. Boom, 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 boom. Let's listen to this together. We will hear the heart beating once more, then the music begins to play from the Sound It Out playlist. It fades out, and then you will hear, when words fail to express, express with heartbeats. Visit sounditouttogether.org.
Thank you for your time and attention, and a special thanks to Victor Acosta of Snapchat. Now, any questions?
Oh, you all did such a phenomenal job. You should be so very much proud of yourselves. I absolutely love the examples that you used, and I loved how you took us through the audio of, so that was great, especially utilizing the heartbeat. So I just wanted to chime in, but I know that Aminata was the assigned judge to give you feedback.
Yes, great job, Chris, Angelica, and Jalen. I really enjoyed your presentation. I also took a couple of notes, so excuse me for not looking you directly in the camera. So I think overall you guys did a great job. I also loved how you incorporated at the end, like the Snapchat filter, and with Snapchat being your mentor. So shout outs to you all for incorporating that. I think I loved how you opened up the presentation, setting the tone by showcasing stats and including infographics to kind of set the stage and educate your audience about where we are as it pertains to mental health and mental illness within the community. I thought the imagery that you used was great. to showcase the impact that mental illness has on the community. I love the campaign Heartbeats, connecting hearts to the power of mind through music. I thought that was a great connection. And shout outs to you, Angelica, for also including that great imagery. So I love the creativity that you incorporated within the presentation. And I love the fact that you guys surveyed your peers, you've surveyed parents. I think ethnographic research is really important to conduct, and who better to reach out to but to people in your network. I think oftentimes in advertising, sometimes people put what they think people should do versus going out and talking to people. So I'm glad that you all were able to connect with your peers and parents to actually get insights and gain information. I thought your target audience was very clear. It came across very clear in the presentation. I love the platform you chose to showcase the demographics of the people who would use those different platforms. So I think it's also important in recognizing where you're going to market the campaign, having an understanding of the people that are using those said platforms. So great job on the research. I love the social media calendar that you showcased, and you were very intentional about when you're going to post. I think it's also important when you identify the platform that you're going to post on, having an understanding when it's going to be most used. So like being able to identify those times, I think was very great. And I already mentioned leveraging Snapchat. Shout outs to your mentor at Snap. And my only critique would be just thinking about ways to reach people who may not be on social media. But outside of that, I also like the Spotify ad that you included at the end. So overall, great job, guys. Like I thought it was very intentional. I love the creativity. I think it was very clear. I love the visuals, and overall, the presentation was great.
Thank you for the feedback. It means a lot, and we will be thinking about this in the future.
Great job.
Good job, everyone. So up next, we have the High School of Economics and Finance, and the firm name is LIFE, and Cargo was the mentor agency.
Good morning. How are you all doing today? This is our marketing strategy for the Sound It Out campaign presented by Echo, which is our advertising firm, which includes me, Umar, Andy, Florence, Sydney, Abby, Travis, and Danielle. Next.
Sound It Out is a campaign that uses music to connect parents with teens regarding their mental health. The goal is to make a change, give adolescents a safe place to express themselves to their parents freely, providing resources to caretakers and teens through the Sound It Out website. Our team came up with the acronym SUPPORT. Seek an understanding with the purpose of finding out your child's perspective. Take the opportunity, relate to them, and start to talk.
These next 4 slides will be mental health by the numbers. Mental health illnesses among adolescents is a rapid growing problem. With obstacles such as remote learning not helping the issue, this issue will continue to grow at a rapid rate until we do something about it. According to the Children's Hospital Association, 1 in 6 people aged 10 to 19 are diagnosed with a mental health illness that ranges from eating disorders to anxiety. You will see how we use this statistic in an advertisement space later in this presentation. Next slide. Adults and caregivers have a meaningful impact on your child's growth and development. You can compare it to a skyscraper. Without a solid foundation and upkeep, it would not last in pristine condition. Children often don't know how to speak up or are too shy to get help. Mental health illness is a serious matter and should not be avoided. The longer these problems are avoided, the more severe they get. The boost of momentum adolescents will get when they interact and get help from their parents and caregivers will be a change in their life's perspective. Next slide, please. In the next slides, we'll get more into our target market regarding caregivers and teens. Next slide. This slide will cover the statistics of children who are struggling with mental health illnesses. Caregivers play a big role in the development of a child's life. It's important for them to be aware of their child's problems and take action. According to the Children's Hospital Association, 40%, and yes, I mean 40% of parents have no clue about their child's illnesses. In addition, 63% of child suicide cases, parents had no clue what was happening and had no way of preventing their children from harming themselves. Next slide, please.
Here's the media plan for the caregiver. We decided to use Deja Smith as our TV celebrity. She is a mental health advocate. During her Red Table Talk, she said it's like when you don't have control of your emotions, your thought, and you feel completely out of control. We are using TV for parents because they are more likely to watch television more than any other type of media. That also goes to Instagram and Facebook. Parents are more likely to be focused on those certain types. For those in the media, we can make a post about being aware of your children as they won't realize that they need your help if you don't put the effort to support. We also use websites such as parents.com and complex.com because since this is a music campaign, we wanted to connect the two about parenting and also music. Moving on to the bus and the subway, we decided to use that transportation specifically as underserved communities are more likely to ride them. Also for the subway, there's no internet and parents will be able to look around and will be able to see and pay more attention to our ad. We will put something attention grabbing such as middle schoolers in this train may have a mental illness and their parents and loved ones have no clue. Next slide, please.
The other audience that we are looking at today is teenagers. Here is the research for them. Teens' mental health conditions are very important to analyze because the plan is to support and learn how to help teens talk about their condition. Two mental health conditions that are common today are depression and anxiety. Warning signs are changes in mood, grades dropping, and more sleeping. The pandemic has increased 75% of mental health conditions and has to be noticed. Next slide, please.
So for the teens media plan, my team and I decided to use strategies that are more suitable for teenagers. And catch your eye, which includes subway and bus ads, social video and celebrity sponsorship, and using graffiti arts or park placements. So we'll start with the most classical ones, which are the bus or subway ads. Since many teens in America get to use trains and buses to school or travel, for celebrity sponsorship, we decided to have Willow Smith representing the combat towards mental health issue. Especially the Smith family has a great influence on the media like TikTok and Instagram. She says, we have this conversation where we can process emotions together, and we don't have to suppress them or push them under the rug. To extend, teens often hang out in the parks after school or during weekends. Therefore, we have park placements as well. Next slide, please. To present our creative concepts towards the Sound It Out Together campaign, we have designed two different visions, which includes both middle schoolers and caregivers, that have a QR code that can be linked directly towards the website. The idea of the creative concept was inspired by the style presented on the website, which is retro and uses different images to represent two different age groups. For teens, we did not put too many words. Instead, we decided to use fashion and modern images to attract them. In addition, the Sound It Out campaign is focusing on Black and Latin communities. So we decided to include an image in the caregiver creative concept that can link them together. Next slide, please.
Our advertisement include a QR code that will be the easiest way to measure. You will be able to measure the website traffic and the conversion rate. As for the social media advertisement, the result will be measured by the increase of activity on a post or profile. Advertising with graffiti is a new way of advertising. It captures the creative side of the city along with speaking to the interest of youth. We will include a placement of QR code to the graffiti and measure the traffic. Next slide, please. Our solution to combat mental health is the best solution to give teens and caregivers an easy way to express their feelings and have proactive conversations. We do so by creating a thoughtful media plan based on research for each target audience. By working as a team, we can sound it out together. Yeah.
That was awesome. I have a lot of great feedback to share. You guys did such a great job. I thought from the beginning using an acronym and really setting the stage was so well done. To then what I really loved is you had research and insights And then immediately you showed your approach based on that. So it's like, here's what we know, here's the action plan or the media plan, which I thought was really powerful to set it up that way, taking into account each of the unique audiences that you wanted to target. So I thought it was very strategic to do that. And I really like the multiple ways that you thought about reaching those audiences. So it wasn't just one thing, the utilization of the subways plus the other aspects I thought was really very very thoughtful. And then the creative concepts, like you really, again, you took your audience into effect and you tied it together, which was really creative. And then, for me personally, everything's about measurement in order to make sure what you're doing has impact, to prove what I always call the efficacy of anything that you do in media. And I love that you thought about the multiple ways you could measure and demonstrate the work that you guys are suggesting. And then to me, the wrap up at the end, that's something so many people overlook, and you guys nailed it. You kind of reinforced everything that you presented. I thought that was really well done. Great job.
Thank you.
Such a good job. You should all be proud of yourselves. So I guess we're moving on to the next school, Flushing High School, and we'll be presenting next in their mentor agency with Essence.
Okay, can you hear us?
Can you?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Not real, a little bit.
Oh, great. All right, so we're having problems with our microphone apparently.
We could hear you, but it's a little scratchy, the microphone.
Okay, hold on, let me see if I can change the speaker settings real quick.
Okay.
All right, how is that? Is that better? No?
No, it's not.
You may want to turn down your own volume because it could be partly feedback. It won't change your volume to us.
All right, let me see if I can kill it.
Oh, that sounds a little better. Can you say something quickly?
Okay, hello?
Oh, wait, no.
We can hear you, so you can start, but we'll ask questions should it become.
Every time I move, the volume's not working.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, is that better?
A little better, yes.
Okay.
It's
Can
fine.
we also try backing up a little bit? Like, will the students present from a little bit farther?
It's far away.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys, ready? And go.
Hello, my name is Sandy, and I will be presenting the situation and the target market about Sound It Out. The situation going on right now is that mental illness begin at age 10, which is why only 10% of children in the U.S. have had any mental health visits in a year. Suicide rates have increased from 2007 to 2014 and are still increasing. It takes 10 years for children and the on-career systems to be identified. As shown in our curriculum, we will be communicating with parents of middle schoolers ages 10 to 14 that are Black and Latinx communities.
I'll be presenting our goals. Our goal is to mainly focus on the caregivers of young adolescents and teens. Our mission is to help teens know what they're feeling and know how to express their feelings. We want them to know what they can trust their parents. Our plan is to use our platform and music to help parents talk with their adolescents about their feelings. Music helps us go through things and show our emotions. We want the families not to be scared. Our mission is to show teens that they can trust their families and talk about anything to have more trust and build a bigger relationship between them.
Hi, my name is Hugo, and we plan to create an aggressive social media campaign that we will use in order to reach out to those students who feel lost. We will achieve this by creating and uploading YouTube videos, partnering with influencers, using a target social media, and working with school districts in order to raise awareness. A study conducted by Pew Center found that 59% of parents found useful information regarding parenting. 52% of parents claim to have received social and emotional support from online networks regarding parenting. Not only that, 66% of mothers are starting to realize that online networks are beneficial when it comes to receiving help for parenting.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Oliver, and I'll be explaining why YouTube ads can help advocate for Sound It Out. With YouTube's tremendous reach and popularity with parents and guardians of children 10 to 14 years of age, our message can assure more publicity to Sound It Out. YouTube ads are able to inspire conversation and connect parents on a global scale. In this research guide, we have indicated that Black and Hispanic parents are 35% more likely to say their child visits music genre YouTube videos several times a day. Running an ad on YouTube will cost a low of $10 a day. Here are some of our YouTube ads.
We can't hear the ad. We can't hear the ad.
We're fixing it right now.
No, they're gonna have to stop sharing and reshare, and there's a box that should be like share with sound or something like that. Because the default is not to share with sound.
You can unshare your screen and then reshare, and you'll see a box that says share with sound. So you can click stop sharing.
Okay, well, we did. It's not working.
You see it?
No, it's not working.
You'll see your screen.
Yeah, no, what, guys, just go ahead. Like, we can't figure it out.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
there they go. They got it. All right. I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oh. Okay. So.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, for some reason this laptop won't close out the mixer. It's still not working.
No, we heard it. We did. It was working.
Oh, okay.
Play it again.
Do you hear that?
Yes, we hear it.
Oh my God, I've been failing all these classes. I don't know what to say to my grandma. Why are you looking so sad, baby? What's the matter? Why are you looking so sad? What happened? Okay. So tell me more about it. What happened? You are not allowed to if you care. Sound It Out. The website is here for you to communicate
Stop it.
with your child in a healthy
Oh, it's working.
Click this link below to learn more about your website. Thank you.
Social media is pretty girls I compare myself to. I'm not prepared. I need surgery. I am fat. It's okay.
We're just gonna. Can you hear me fine now? And there's no music. The audio is not playing in the background. So we can just continue.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Hi, my name is Maria Liz, and I will be presenting influencers. To be great influencer, I will be presenting Beyonce, Cardi B, and Jennifer Lopez. These women are leaders with over 200 million followers, each on Twitter and Facebook. They all are parents, and they all have support parenting issues. and two parenting sites we'll be partnering with to promote the website of parenting.com and Parent Toolkit. Partnering with this website can help our target audience build a healthy relationship with their kids. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Felix. Partnering with school districts can help us engage with parents. We can host weekly carnivals and have games and give out branded prizes. We can also have food to help people engage into our activities. We can also work with local PTAs and school community liaisons. We can attend monthly meetings such as parent-teacher conferences and after-school activities that involve families. We can give flyers and digital material for mailings and school websites as well.
Hi, my name is Brian. Getting the message about music out, we can promote Sound It Out in the most traditional way possible by putting these advertisements inside buses, bus stops, train stations, trains, etc. These advertisements will help reach the older caregivers like grandparents who aren't on the internet as much as the younger parents. Prices can vary for these advertisements, like the print-to signs can range from $400 to $900 per display for a 4-week period. The station domination ads can range from $25,000 to $75,000. The station domination is where we completely cover a train station with sounded out advertisements. The horizontal interior ads can range from $50 to $100, and the vertical ads can range from $75 to $150 for a 4-week period. We can also add QR codes next to these advertisements, so parents can have easy access to the Sound It Out website. We would like to thank Mike Fisher from Essence Global for helping us with our presentation. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Getting the message out. Thank you.
Great job, everyone. Good job, good job. So Jay or Marla, you can provide feedback.
Jill, you want to go first? I'll follow either way.
Sure. I will say there was a number of firsts in this presentation. You were the first to identify school districts as an actual part of your target audience and how you're going to reach them. So it's what I like to call low-hanging fruit, but when it's that obvious, it's often overlooked, and you didn't miss it at all. And not only did you highlight them, but you highlighted the organizations within the school district, showed how exactly you were going to reach them, and even down to the granular details of the events. Being a parent, those will all work. I can tell you that right now. I'll tell you that the setup itself was awesome. You gave us all in the beginning the problem, who we're talking to, what you're trying to do, and took it a step further and discussed your end goal. I took notes, so forgive me for looking down. I'm sorry. When you're talking about the vehicles, one other thing I wanted to highlight, and I'm sure Marla will echo, is when you talked about your platforms, you highlighted why it worked, but you also highlighted what didn't work for certain audiences and brought in a platform that would work for them, which is key. You usually go with the positive first, but you talked about caretakers being grandparents in certain cases and how social media probably wouldn't work for them. So we lent to buses and different forms of public transportation, out-of-home ads. And my notes are all over the place because I was paying attention and was just writing in different corners in my notebook. The last thing is, yes, there were some technical difficulties, but you stuck to the script. You delivered it clearly, and we completely followed along. And I can speak for everyone that we understood the goal, and you delivered it right. Great job.
Yeah, I mean, I will jump onto that. I think there's so many times where many professionals could not have done what you did. The minute something goes wrong, they freeze. And the ability to just keep going through and not allow a technical difficulty to forego a meeting opportunity that you've created. So like kudos right there, because you didn't let that trip you up at all. And I see many people do it on a regular basis. So very impressed. I also will say that you guys, for me, research and insight substantiates so much. And you did such a great job. Just your flow of your narrative throughout your whole presentation, I thought was really solid. The way you kind of set it up, you kind of answered the questions I was asking myself along the way. Totally like ditto to everything Gail said. I loved the creative approach to reaching the audiences in the most kind of organic way to reach those people. And the fact that you even priced it out, that you understood how you could do it and what that would take to do, just showed you put that extra effort into it. So overall, fantastic job.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Oops, sorry, I'm muted. Okay, so up next is Francis Lewis High School, and the firm name is Matchwear, and the agency is Yieldmo. So take it away.
Hi, good morning.
Hello? No, we can't hear you. No. Hello? No, we're having issues hearing you. No.
We have internet issues at school.
You're having internet issues at...
What a surprise.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you now.
That's better? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
thank
better.
Good morning. Good morning, guys. So we have internet issues at school. So if anything, that's the reason why.
Okay, no problem. Okay. We understand.
Okay. Good morning, App Futures. We are Francis Lewis High School, and this is our Sound It Out campaign. My name is Angelina Mahendru, and I will be one of your presenters today. Along with me will be Yavish, Joyce, Joshua, and Kevin. Many students and children these days are faced by severe depression and stress due to a number of reasons. However, the amount of students that came up to their friends, such as myself or Joyce, saying that they wanted to end the suffering or even began to drink or smoke is beyond belief. More than 1 out of 3 children aged 3 to 17 have behavioral problems and depression. It is okay to have depression and stress. However, it is not okay to not be able to talk to anybody about these. Parents and children are losing communication with each other, which can cause a child to lock away their feelings. This can cause mental instabilities within a number of children. When children are in these stages, it is the parent's job and responsibility to know the signs and help them through what they're feeling. Because at the end of the day, they're just kids and they don't know why or what they are feeling this way. Parents, being the adults, have to help children sound out their feelings.
Our idea is to visualize the necessity of a parent's job in nurturing their child's mental stability. It is important that a parent communicates with their child to hold a relationship that is trustful. This will allow the child to feel that it is safer talking about any topics that they're struggling with and how parents can help their children. We want to provide parents a resource for communication, but not just by talking, but through Sound It Out, a resource that is perfect for parents to use. Not communicating with those that are closest to you can impair your mental health. And that is why we want to provide parents the why, the how, and the steps they can take to better help their children's mental health.
A common misconception that many parents have is that children are too young to talk about mental health problems. This stems from the idea that children don't have any real problems that will cause them to develop mental health problems. However, 50% of mental health problems start at the age of 14. In addition, parenting accounts for 4% of anxiety and 8% of depression in children. So the idea that children are too young or don't have a real reason to have mental health problems is just simply false. Lastly, out of the children that do have mental health problems, 75% don't get the help they need.
What steps can be taken to improve the mental health of these children? We wanted our story to be universal. It's mostly visual, based on the fact that anyone can watch it and understand exactly what is happening. It's quite simplistic, but it has a message. A battery is meant to represent a person's emotions, and in this case, a child. As the child's day goes along, they're constantly bogged down by school, social relationships, and schoolwork, which drains them mentally. Then the parent comes in. The parent speaks with the child, which recharges them and makes them happy. This is supposed to make parents speak with their children because life can be quite tough, and having someone to speak with would make life better.
According to the Family Wellness Project, 71% of parents that do talk to their children don't have the resources to help aid the conversation. Our strategy is to show that you don't need verbal communication in order to communicate effectively. We've created a video where a child and a parent is doing the Sound It Out activity on the website. The activity consists of listening to one of the songs from the Sound It Out album and writing down their feelings to the lyrics.
When everything feels heavy, when I become a shell, I listen to my body. The stories movement tells turn silent.
At the end of the video, the parent and the child switch their papers. This gave the parent a chance to read the child's thoughts, which can help dial down the fear of having the conversation about mental health. We will post the video on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Facebook is a social media where parents are mostly active these days. If they see a child and their parent bonding emotionally, they might want to form that bond with their own children. We will also post the video on TikTok and Instagram where we'll create a challenge where people can use the hashtag #SoundItOut to post their experiences with the activity. This will make it more comfortable for people to give Sound It Out a try. The takeaway would be to encourage parents to take the first steps and talk to their children. Since our generation is mostly technology-based, throughout the activity video and the progression video, we will show that there are multiple resources to help build a better communication system. Stressing the importance by visualizing the situation will help engage parents and children and have them wanting to live up to the expectations they see. All they have to do now is put in the time and effort to make their child's future brighter. We would like to give a special thank you to our campaign advisor, Vicky Adid and Yildmo, for helping us with this ad campaign pitch. Thank you so much for listening.
Great job, everyone. Fantastic. Bernice, I know you're assigned to give feedback.
Yes, congratulations, team. You guys did really, really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Overall, again, I think you guys did a really good job in terms of walking us through what your strategy was and your implementation, right? I do love from a visual perspective, right? Your presentation. I can tell you how many presentations I see, how many decks I see, and they're like either too wordy or, it just doesn't quite have the right look. But I think you guys did a good job of infusing stats in there and putting in numbers to really drive forth the solution that you're putting forth in a visually appealing way, which is actually more difficult to do than you would think. As I was watching it and seeing you guys present it, it was almost like storytelling, right? And I think where you did kind of capitalize on that moment is when you did show the video, right? It kind of put it all together. And I love that you ideated and conceptualized a true digital video and a campaign and what platforms it was going to work best on, and even, you know, how to make it viral with the, you know, hashtag sound it out. I think you guys did a really, really good job. So congratulations.
Thank you. Great. Good job, everyone. So up next, we have the Business of Sports School. The firm's name is BizClick, and the mentor agency was Rauska.
Can you guys hear us?
So we hear feedback, bounce back.
Okay.
Can you guys hear us?
Yes, we can.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Business of Sports School. This is our Learning from Lyrics Sounded Out marketing campaign that we constructed with the Rockstar Agency. When you can't find the words, find the lyrics.
So what is the problem? A recurring issue that has deeply affected children is mental health. It also has a huge impact on parents by giving them a false narrative as to what mental health can develop into, which inevitably ends up in communication issues between the parent and child.
To give you a better understanding of what the problem is and how it's affecting children, we came up with a scenario of a kid named Miguel, and it focuses on his personal experiences with mental health.
Scroll, Mr. Tino. Scroll.
Miguel suffers from an anxiety disorder that prevents him from expressing himself in society. His constant worry about everyday situations has caused his classmates to avoid him. He feels alone, isolated, and he doesn't feel comfortable sharing his experiences at school or with his parents. Miguel isn't alone. There are millions of other kids that feel this way and can't find the solution that they're looking for.
Thank you. So what's the solution? Introducing melody. Expressing emotions with words can be difficult for anyone, especially when you're asking for help. So we will use a language kids can understand, music, and emojis. By partnering with the Ad Council, we created an app that helps teens express their emotions to their parents through music featured on the Sound It Out album. The app also acts as a social platform to allow a clearer and more effective way of communication between the parent and their child. Now, how does it work? So, hold on a little bit.
How does it work?
Once you get on the app, you'll be asked if you are a child or a parent. The child will go through a different login process than their guardian. The child will be redirected to the main screen consisting of different emojis and songs, while the guardian will be directed to a home screen of their child's emoji use and music history. Melody gives children the chance to select from a variety of different emojis which correlate with the songs. For example, if a kid is feeling a specific emotion, they can press on an emoji and multiple songs that are upbeat or intense will be displayed for the child. Children can also use melody to connect with other kids that are suffering with the same mental health problems as them, and they can communicate anonymously. So depending on the emoji, a counselor can be contacted. For example, if a child is pressing on an alarming amount of upsetting emojis, a counselor will be immediately notified to reach out to the child.
But how exactly does this melody help people like Miguel? Because of melody, Miguel is not able to express his emotions through music. He's very active on Melody's platform, as he made a lot of meaningful connections with kids just like him. Additionally, because of Melody, his parents have learned how to discuss his mental health, and it has resulted in a healthier bond between him and his parents. Miguel is now socially active at school, and he even promotes Melody among his peers who struggle with similar issues. This has lowered the risk of self-harm and has helped him better his chance for a better future. activations. In order to get Melody in the faces of people around the world, we have collaborated with TikTok, where we will encourage kids to do 1-minute dances using the songs of the Sound It Out album. It will give kids an emotional outlet to express themselves with dance. We also have merchandise from AirPod cases to bracelets, sweaters that will be given out around school, events, and in areas of high foot traffic. This will help increase the use of the app.
Additionally, we'll target our audience through billboards and different posters through public transportation. Kids commonly use buses and trains to travel, so we're utilizing public transportation as a way to spread the accessibility of Melody and the Sound It Out album throughout the country and possibly even the world. We've even included QR codes for our posters to make it even easier to access Melody. Mental health is an issue that needs to be addressed, and our overall objective is for kids to know that when you can't find the words, Melody helps you find the lyrics. My name is Hamza.
My name is Daylarin.
My name is Calvin.
My name is John.
And my name is Madison.
Thank you.
And
we would now like to open the floor for any comments or questions.
Great job, everyone. Good job. I know that Kaleem, he is assigned to provide feedback.
Yeah, I can start. Firstly, I just loved how you introduced the matter by leading with Miguel's story. I think it helped to paint a really clear picture and allow us to really understand it through like an everyday lens. So bravo, really well done job there. I'm also really drawn to the idea of Melody, the app, and just the incorporation of tech in that capacity. I think through the app, you emphasize the importance of careful and responsible community building, which is imperative when it comes to mental health. And lastly, I found your thoughtfulness surrounding merch to be really neat. And also, I just thought it was really well put together. So amazing job, guys.
I'll just go back, support what Colleen said. I think it was great how you opened the presentation up, clearly stating the problem, providing stats. I also like the fact that you came up with a persona, Miguel, to give a real life scenario to a person who's actually experiencing issues. I love the concept of the app connecting music and emojis. And I loved how you connected it back to Miguel and how he would leverage that app. And then lastly, I just loved how you incorporated your ideas through billboards, leveraging public transportation, thinking about where people are actually showing up. And I also like the idea of incorporating QR codes and just making it easy for people to access the information and thinking about how we leverage our phones to connect and things of that sort. So great job and great presentation.
Great. So,
thank you so much.
Good job. Next, we have the High School of Fashion Industries. Their firm name is Simply Wellness, and the mentor agency was Gray.
Can you guys hear us okay?
Yes, we hear you.
Perfect. So my name is Leah Sayas. I'm Allison Torres. And I'm Riti Shrestha. And we're from the High School of Fashion Industries located in Chelsea, Manhattan. And today we're going to show you our ad campaign pitch. So our major goal here is to bridge the gap between guardians and their children, specifically those in the Hispanic, Latinx, and Black communities. We want to cater to those of ages 10 to 14 to open up a dialogue about mental health issues.
So we had conversations about mental health issues, and we noticed that having discussions about mental health issues is a big challenge to caregivers and children because of how awkward or uncomfortable it can easily get, especially in the Latinx and Black community, where it can also be seen as shameful or or something to be neglected. So because of this, we thought that social media platforms can help bridge this gap of lack of communication between adolescents and their parents or guardians by creating a more playful atmosphere around the topic and opening the conversation to about teens' mental health or their emotional well-being, making it less direct and less awkward, or even like clinical even?
So our idea was a TikTok challenge. As you know, TikTok has become, well, most of you might know, TikTok has become a big thing for not only children, but parents as well. So we thought having children and parents participate together in a challenge where they're asked a series of questions that do relate to mental health can help, like what Riti said, open that door. So we want to have the parent and the parent or guardian and the child facing with their back towards the camera, and there'll be a series of questions asked, and if they feel like they can relate or they agree with the question, they turn around, and this is kind of like starting an unsaid, unspoken conversation. This is opening the door, so you don't have to say the things that you might not want to say, but you're saying it by turning around. So we're starting the conversation with this challenge.
So the way we would put out our challenge would be to get influencers such as Zendaya to do this challenge, try this challenge, and because they have a major influence on young kids and social media, a lot of kids will want to recreate it, and we feel like it's a fun, easy way to create it.
So how it works is Sound It Out will create and sponsor a series of 3 questions people can post on their TikTok. As you may know, Sound It Out is music-based, and our challenge is called the Turn It Around Challenge. So this has a double meaning. 1, the person is turning around, and 2, we're trying to turn around the relationships between these guardians and their children. As Riti and Allison stated before, it can be really hard for children in these communities, the Latinx and Black community, because of the stigmas that surround it. So something as fun and playful like this can really help ease that in. And so we have an example.
Turn around if it's hard to get up in the morning. Turn around if you've cried in the past 2 weeks. Turn around if the weather affects your mood. Turn It Around Challenge.
So that was me and my mom. We did the challenge. We were just in that age demographic. And you know, myself as a Hispanic young woman, Allison as a Hispanic young woman, and Riti as an Asian young woman, we understand how hard it can be. So, you know, doing this with my mom was even kind of like eye-opening in a sense. And I think that it could be really helpful to a lot of kids who don't know how to start this conversation.
Okay, so how it spreads. So this is our more promotion aspect. And what we were thinking was getting an influencer, like Allison said, like Zendaya maybe, who have both the platform on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Because getting an influencer who has a large following that falls under either or even both target audiences to promote this challenge, whether that's by them doing it or saying, oh, or like them duetting or stitching their reaction to it. And also, we know that kids copy kids, especially trending challenges. Everyone wants to get on a challenge that seems fun, playful, but also has a deeper meaning behind it. So, and also the nature of TikTok is all about creating and sharing. So I feel like if it's trending, it'll definitely spread quickly. And also, since we're sponsored by Sound It Out, music is already a shared language. It's universal. So when you can't find the words to express your feelings, there's probably a song that can. That's what we're trying to express through Sound It Out sponsoring us, but also by our song Turn It Around, because we're trying to express that double meaning and show them that there's more to a song or more to us than what we're showing or saying, and that can also be seen through the TikToks that we create.
So the reason why this works, first of all, it's because it's easy, it's fun. You know, it only takes about a minute or so to create a TikTok. TikTok challenges have become very popular. You know, you see them on multiple platforms. You see them on YouTube. Even when you're scrolling on Instagram, you see TikTok videos.
This is also going to work as a conversation starter. Both guardians and parents are going to react to, guardians and children, my bad, are going to see the reaction to the video. So by this, hopefully we hope to get the guardians to, sit back and really think, oh, wow, like my kid is struggling with, school, they are their mood affects their mood affects everything, their schoolwork. So by seeing how it really affects them, and they'll even be like, wow, I didn't know you cried yesterday. So it opens doors to conversations, and it promotes the help towards mental health.
So why TikTok? We all went through quarantine. We all know how hard it was, and spending a lot of time at home, you get bored. TikTok has 500 million active users, and 9 out of 10 TikTokers or people who use TikTok, they go on the app daily. So this is something that social media in general is accessible to a lot of people, most people. Most people have some form of social media. And like Allison just said, you see TikToks on not just TikTok, but multiple platforms. So we felt like this was the best way to get this out there. And we also have some statistics on mental health. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, suicide is the third leading cause of death in youth ages 10 to 24. Our age demographic is 10 to 14. The fact that suicide is something that is preventable is really sad to see that it's the third leading cause of death. This is something that, something as simple as a conversation with the parent or just getting that help or beginning that. Our challenge is not to fix someone's mental health. Our challenge is not going to change everything, but it's going to help with that first step. And the first step is usually the hardest step. Being able to get that conversation started is so important. 20% of youth ages 13 to 18 live with a mental health condition. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of youth. And we just think it's so important to start these conversations. Without starting the conversation, you're never going to have the conversation.
I wanted to say that, especially seeing those statistics, I feel like, especially with our communities, like Leah had mentioned, we're all part of like underserved communities, so Hispanic and Asian. So I feel like it would have been really beneficial to have these TikTok challenges around when we were in that age group, 10 to 14, because we would have liked to have had these conversations with our parents. And I know that for me personally, I don't like directly saying I'm struggling with my mental health. So having a fun challenge to do and saying, hey mom, let's do this, and then looking at it later on and engaging in that TikTok together, I feel like that would have helped us connect more with each other, but also, express how I'm feeling without actually saying it.
So as a brief recap, our goal is to create an opportunity for adolescents and guardians to have important discussions about mental health, to talk about your feelings, whether it be coming home from school and you just ask, how are you feeling? Are you okay? With that being said, it's important that we speak about our feelings. And although it may be hard, that's the reason why we came up with the TikTok challenge, because a lot of people can relate. And again, it's fun and easy. And we also want to change the stigma around mental health. I know it's something serious, but instead of dwelling on it, we want to find a solution to our problem. And one of those ways would be our TikTok challenge.
The hashtag Turn It Around Challenge. So we have some resources here. Rita can tell you more about it. We have multiple mental health support resources that we thought would be great. Like we said, we were going to use influencers to help the challenge. So maybe we can, go through them, have that there. And we also have the Sound It Out together. Like they said, music is universal. Music is something everyone knows, no matter your background, your age. Music is something that most of all people can relate to. So using TikTok, which is like, a social media platform that it's kind of music based, and Sound It Out, which is music based, putting that together we thought was a great idea. And I don't know if you listen.
And also the fact that Sound It Out together is a shared language, there's also the aspect of, we noticed that there was English, it was both in English and Spanish. So we know that sometimes we can't have these conversations in a way that we can express in words because of the language barrier, but the fact that Sound It Out has both English and Spanish can help us communicate those feelings through the songs and the lyrics. And especially to start those meaningful, intimate conversations like Leah and Allison had said, between parents and caregivers and children. And then on the left side, I have the mental health support resources and it has the national helpline and the languages, and just like being able to communicate through Spanish, because sometimes I know, like I said, there's that language barrier, so you can always translate from Spanish to English or to English to Spanish. And I feel like that's very helpful in Latinx and Black communities.
And that was all. Once again, my name is Leah Sayas.
I'm Allison Torres.
And I'm Riti.
And thank you for listening to us.
Fantastic job. Great job, Simply Wellness. You guys did, I'm blown away.
Thank you.
So for feedback, I know Kalim would take it away.
Yeah, I mean, any of my fellow judges, feel free to jump in. I just want to make sure I do this one justice. I mean, this was absolutely incredible. The campaign, specifically the activation component, felt current to say the least, through the use of TikTok. I just found it to be extremely accessible due to its simplicity, and most importantly, fun. I saw it as something that parents and students would actually want to do, could easily see this going viral, right? I'm a huge fan of how the campaign was centered on bridging the gap, so to speak, specifically cultural gaps and combating cultural stigmas. Also found your approach to leveraging influencers to be, really strategic. You really understood exactly what you wanted to gain from their involvement. Building on that, you did a beautiful job of understanding your platform, which sounds simple, but is far too often overlooked, being TikTok in this instance. And I found the resources at the end to be a really nice touch. It positions your campaign as one that connects and furthers conversation collectively with others in the space. So again, just a phenomenal job.
Thank you so much.
I was just going to also add, I love the fact that you added the resource page at the end. I think that's really great and really important. And I like that the platform was not just in English, it was accessible in Spanish as well, just understanding your audience and the different languages that people speak. And it could also possibly even be broadened to other languages too. So I think the fact that you thought of that was a great addition. Yeah, and great job.
Thank you.
The additional language was what drove it home for me, because you increased accessibility on a campaign that is about accessibility, and it's about communication, encouraging, and just by adding simple translation, definitely took that a step further.
Thank you guys so much.
So up next, we have Fort Hamilton High School, and McKinney was the mentor agency.
All right, Ms. Brown, we just had one question. Do you want them, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Do you want the students to present in front of the smartboard and then you guys don't see the screen that well? Or would you rather that I present the slides and they speak while the slides are being shown?
We would prefer to see the slides and they can speak while it's shown.
So it's not as much as you're interested in seeing them present, it's more what the presentation is, them speaking and slide-wise.
Yes. Okay. We would love to see them, but yeah, we would prefer to see the slides.
Not a problem, just I have to make one adjustment and they're ready to go.
Okay.
I'm just covered on every angle there.
Yes, no problem.
Is there another device that we can try to see both?
Well, I had it set up like that, but I don't know, how do I split screen on?
Oh, you can, when you do the screen share, it will let you do both. It will show the screen and it will show the camera.
But what I have is, it will let me show the camera?
Yeah. So
I'm
try
gonna
to,
try. I'm
yeah.
gonna try. I don't have anything that says that it's going to share the video that it's taking right now, that the computer's actually taking.
Oh, on the Zoom in the bottom where you can do share screen.
Yeah, I hit that, and now I'm about to click the presentation to make that so you guys can see all of that.
Yeah, try that. I think it will still show you guys. Yeah, we still see you.
Yeah, we still see you.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me just set that up. Hold on. All right, we're good.
Yep, we see you.
We're just testing one more thing.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, we're good.
Great.
All right, guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. Here we go.
Thank you. Find the lyrics.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn Gomez.
My name is Iman Wada. My name is Nadine Khalil.
My name is Samantha Meadows.
Our assignment is to help Hispanic and Black parents connect to their children through music. We found that suicide rates for adolescents are on the rise due to COVID-19. Now, suicide is the third leading cause of death in adolescents. According to the chart, females are more likely to struggle with mental health. However, males are less likely to report these same struggles, fearing they will not be seen as masculine. Music never ages. It is timeless. Therefore, parents and children can identify with it. Music especially is a big part of Hispanic and Black culture. Therefore, we can use music to unify them, closing the gap between parents and children. So our video commercial starts off with our main character, Aleo, waiting outside for his mom to pick him up from school. His face is looking down, he's staring at his headphones and phone, and it's apparent to us, the audience, that he's upset. His mom doesn't understand because as he gets into the car, he notices the dichotomy of their two atmospheres. She's listening to Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bob Marley, and he's upset about his day at school. His mom, of course, thinks nothing of it, and she continues driving. This is when Aleo puts on his headphones and he enters another world. They go uphill a road, which represents Aleo's continual struggles, and then he starts to see monsters outside that resemble his feelings of stress. He sees kids outside of his school mocking him, teachers grading his test papers, and even himself standing outside a group of kids feeling excluded. All of these monsters symbolize his inability to communicate inside the car, and all of them showing up outside where his mom can't see them. His mom looks through the rearview mirror and she notices that his music is very loud. This is when she asks him, Aleo, and he doesn't respond. She calls him again, and this is when he finally gets interrupted, and his irritated behavior gets his mother frustrated with his short answers. When she asks him, Aleo, what's wrong? You have to talk to me. I'm your mother. He cuts her off softly, and he starts gradually singing lyrics to a song to depict his anxiety to her. He doesn't do this intently, but he does this because he has no other way of communicating with his mom. This is when she maintains eye contact with her son, and she realizes that her son was no longer able to use the words to explain his fears, but the only way he was able to is with his lyrics. She tells him, Aleo, honey, you have a lot on your mind. Please sit down somewhere and have lunch. I can take you somewhere safe. This is when she realizes that not only are the content of his lyrics very powerful, but he wasn't able to communicate with her in no other way. As the camera zooms out from the scene, there's a voiceover saying, listen to your children. Music is sometimes their most reasonable language. These hints may be subtle, but understanding your child's behavior is the first step to ensuring mental health safety. This message is left for parents to empower them so they can talk to their children and not be discouraged by their lack of words.
For our execution, we specifically chose a car location for our commercial because a car is an area where parents and children can usually have difficult conversations, ones that children might originally run away from. The car is a comfort space where they can both share negative emotions that they may be feeling. We indicated that these continual struggles of Alejo would be a monster. This metaphor illustrates his inability to perceive his emotions and for his mother to not understand them. Monsters are something that children are continually scared of from a young age, and this way we can show how he is nervous and all of these struggles are really taking a toll on him. Our male character is because there is a negative stigma against males in society, and we wanted to show to the audience to recognize when their children are depressed or not feeling so well. We will reach our target audience through social media and broadcasting channels like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube ads, Spotify, and general commercials.
Broadcast. Research shows Hispanic parents often watch TV channels such as Telemundo. A large amount of African Americans watch sports channels such as the NBA Finals. According to the chart, the NBA Finals had 3.5 million views in July 2021. We want to try to incorporate these messages into the channels.
For social media, we want to use applications such as Facebook and Twitter, ones that parents are constantly on. Our idea is to create a pop-up ad that minimizes our commercial and shows a picture of the boy in the car with his mother while there's monsters outside. This way, parents can click on this ad and it will take them to the YouTube commercial. There would be no bridge in communication. For Spotify, our group wants to create a podcast to talk about mental health in adolescence. This way, parents can grasp the idea of how they can use music to benefit their relationship between themselves and their children. We would create playlists with African American and Hispanic culture. This way, they can use that same music that we provide to help them connect with their children. We would all
TikTok. Music that was once seen as old school has circled back around to being popular around Gen Z. It connects the generation group. It connects the generation gap between parents and children through music. We could use this application to broadcast our commercial and reach a wide range of groups.
Partnerships. We would partnership with schools in order to broadcast our commercial to children. These children will notice that this commercial is intriguing and they will go home and tell their parents about the same ad, and this way we can spread the message further. We would also partner with artist Jennifer Lopez, who has a Latina background and is an influential artist who also is a mother. She can resonate with Hispanic parents and we can directly attract that audience. We would also use other artists such as J. Cole and Kanye West.
Wrap up. Gradually, day by day, Sounded Out is helping middle schoolers' emotional wellness with music as a coping method. It is our job to gain the attention of parents and caregivers to help better support their kids' health. From partnerships to social media to podcasts, we must continue to ensure that Sound Out's message will be recognized. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Amazing job, Fort Hamilton, and Aminata will provide you all with feedback.
Great job, team. Sorry, I was taking a lot of notes. I think you guys did a great job. I'll just kick it off. I love the intro slide and the quotes that you all had. It went by really fast, so I couldn't really read it. I think you started off really strong. You clearly identified the assignment and kicked the presentation off with stats and citing your sources, which is also important in presentations. I really like the script that you used and showcasing a real example of a child that was dealing with something, didn't have the words to convey how they felt, and leveraging music in order to convey that. And I love the execution of it being in the car. I think it wouldn't have been a space that I would have thought about, but it makes sense. Like when a parent is picking up a child and it's a lot of time that's spent in the car. So it's a space where dialogue can happen. So I love the execution of the script. And how thorough it was. I think you gave a great example. You took me through the emotions. I felt what he felt. I love the imagery of showcasing like what the character is going through, the male character is going through, and it just gave a visual representation of feeling, which I think is also important in conveying. I like the fact that like of the platforms that you decided to choose to convey the message, thinking about Telemundo or like people who like music and sports. I think it's important to leverage insights and understand what people are doing and then going to those platforms intentionally. Like, of course, social media is a great platform to go to, but if you want to target your specific audience, understanding how they move, how do they think and tinker and where they show up. So great job on that. And then I just love the idea of leveraging the podcast. Like Spotify makes sense, it's music, but I think also thinking about how we can take in information through other forms, podcasts, or I love podcasts. So I love like you incorporated that fact. And I love the partnership with schools, which is really important, showing up where people are, and also musicians who also just support what it is that you're doing. And then I love the quote at the end, when your child can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. So great job. I really enjoyed the presentation.
Thank you.
Good job, everyone. So I know that Fort Hamilton was the last school to go, but John Adams High School was not aware that their camera was off, and my apologies for not saying so. So they would like to just present again with their camera on, because I figured it would be fair since they didn't know their camera was off. So John Adams, please take it away.
Wait, so we're done with this.
Can you guys see us?
Yes, we can.
Can you see them? You can't see us, right?
Do you see them?
Hello.
Hello? I don't see you all.
Okay, here we go. So we have to start saying this number. Let me do it. I think. Let's go.
We see you now. Yes.
I think when we presenting, we cannot present happen, I think, huh? Yes. And we don't really what we do. Do you see us right now? Nope.
No, it's just split screen.
We don't have split screen on here. So you know what we're gonna do?
Is there another device you can use?
Yes.
For camera?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Can you give us 1 minute?
Sure. Oh, sorry, my clock. How's everyone feeling so far? I know it's been such a long but exciting morning and afternoon. We're almost done. Again, we just thank you so much for being here. The presentations have been amazing. I'm personally blown away by everyone's presentation. You all should be incredibly proud of yourselves. Oh, good. Glad you guys are feeling great. Good. Please bear with us. Wow. John Adams gets together.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
We're putting it together. I really appreciate you giving us this time.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad at all.
Well, I just want to make it right for, our children here.
No, so what do you do the Zoom?
Okay, Zoom right here. Oh, here we go. So let me go here. So make this Now I see you.
Did you guys see us?
No.
Yes, we see you.
Okay.
Or maybe you see from your camera.
No. We are sharing.
So you want me to stop sharing?
No, it's okay. guys the presentation?
Yes, we see the presentation.
You don't see us, right?
No,
We see you. We do
Now
see
the
you.
camera. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Now we're good.
Can you see us? Still see us?
Yep, we see you.
Yeah. Right. Go.
All right. Hello. Stress, anxiety, depression.
Estresado, ansioso, depresión. Stress, depresión, length.
How many of you are feeling one of these emotions right now, or have been feeling one of these emotions for the past week or day?
I'm feeling a bit anxious. Or had a good feeling, like I feel so excited to be here.
Hello there. My name is Sean Gasnabi. This is my team.
Hello, my name is Nancy Cholula. Hello, my name is Jocelyn Lopez. Hello, my name is Martina Kaminska, and we are from Jonathan High School.
First things first, let's jump right into it. We have a crisis, and we need to make that short. Parents and caregivers today are not paying attention to their child's mental health care. Did you know almost half of all middle schoolers' mental health conditions start by age 10 to 14, but most of these are undetected and untreated. Worst of all, parents, the lack of interest of their child can lead to depression or worse cases of illnesses.
Just because a child has a hard time talking does not mean they do not want to. They might not feel the same sense of loyalty into an adult, but show them how you feel about a certain situation, and they'll become a role model. Target audience: parents of middle schoolers and high schoolers ages 10 through 16. Parents of middle schoolers ages 10 to 14 emphasize on Black and Latinx communities. When your child can't find a way or words to say it, use lyrics and music. Start a conversation with Sound It Out music album today. More than half of a lifetime of mental illness begins before children become teenagers. Adolescents between 10 through 14 tend to face the most mental illness issues. As a platform,
You know what you're talking about.
Sound it out together. But we also have to remember not all parents are using social media, because this generation was not learned how to use social media as we are learned those days. We have to remember to use TVs, billboards, and newspapers and flyers. Finish the name of the game. This is a game to encourage communication between you and your child. Write a song from Sound It Out to express your feelings. With your kids, pick one of the albums or beat. Grab a piece of paper and pen to write how you feel or what you're going through at this moment. You go first. Start with the lyrics about something you're feeling or going through. Don't worry if you are not on the steps. Just be sure that you are honest with your child. This is example of Sound It Out, example of albums that they have on the website.
Guide. The caregiver guides are helpful resources to make talking about emotional well-being more intentional. Break the ice. Make conversation about emotional well-being easier. Understand the problem. Press pause. Let's think about our thoughts. Tune into our emotions. Read between the lines. Go with the flow. Children tend to dip in and out of conversations about their feelings. Be mindful of the mood. Children tend to not want to be involved or are not comfortable with talking about their parents about their emotions since they don't build that bond. Know the physical clues. Know the signs to know whether your child is going through difficult times, such as change in habits, eating, sleeping, self-care, socializing, and mood swings. What to do after a conversation with your kid. Take a few minutes to examine your own feelings. It's okay to feel worried or angry. If so, get help yourself. If you or your child are in a crisis, text home to 741-741 or call 1-800-273-8255. In case of an emergency, please dial 911.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
And
Of
thank you.
course.
And thank you for having us today.
Thank you for giving
Thank
us
you for having us today.
Absolutely. I'm
Great
glad.
to see you guys.
Great. So thank you all for all the presentations are completely done. So now the judges will enter a breakout room to deliberate, and then in about 15 minutes, we will announce the winner. So sit tight. Ines should be setting up the breakout rooms for the judges now.
Okay, I set up the breakout room. You guys can join or I can move you there. Okay.
Do you all see the breakout rooms? Judges, no?
No, not yet.
Sorry for the hold up, everyone. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, stop.
Guys, I have to